Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is May 22nd, 2021, and I want to share a piece of information with you guys since we're still here after May 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. We're still here. May 22nd, we're just a few days away from the blood moon on May 26th, which is a huge moment in time. But I want to take a look at a piece of information. I actually want to follow the text of Revelation chapter 12 and see if we can pinpoint what we really need to find, uh, which may lead us to May 29th. Now, this is a video that I did way back in December of 2017. And I just want to go over this detail that me and a number of other people were watching. I remember Andy Hunt at Humble Horse was watching this. And there were a couple other channels that really brought this to our attention. And I saw what they were sharing, and I was sharing about this. December 17th happened to be midweek Hanukkah on the Hebrew calendar. And I'm going to take you to Stellarium, and we can look at what we're going to look at how this sign comes together in Stellarium on December 17th. Now, what is being brought to our attention here through this sign is that there was a lineup of 5 planets in Ophiuchus, which is the serpent bearer, and this the interesting thing about this is that it has 7 heads. The head of the serpent has 7 stars, and above the serpent there's a crown, and that crown has 7 stars. Okay, and it says in Revelation 12:3, there appeared another sign in the heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12, and let's read this and see if we can find the exact fulfillment as this process is being carried out. There appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. She, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. Okay, we all know that this sign was fulfilled on September 23rd, 2017. No one is really doubting that at this point. We're still watching the fulfillment of the Revelation 12 sign and bringing us to where we are right now. But it goes on in verse 3. It says, there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads. Okay, so it says in verse 3, there appeared another wonder in heaven. Okay, this is another heavenly sign that we need to find. Just as there was a wonder in heaven, the woman clothed with the sun, there appeared another wonder in heaven. So we need to find this second wonder. Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, 7 crowns upon his heads. His tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, to devour her child as soon as it was born. She brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. Her child was caught up to God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Okay, so what we want to find is the second sign in the heavens. Okay, the second sign, and then from there we have the 1,260 days. So let's go back to, let's go to Stellarium. Okay. Now this is September 23rd, 2017. Okay. This is, let me focus on the moon here. Get this into, focus on Jupiter. Okay, get this all centered here. Okay, I want us to see this whole line up here. Okay, September 23rd, 2017, we've got from Regulus all the way over. Realize that within this lineup, we have Saturn way out here in Ophiuchus. Okay, so this is going to be the movement of this, and it's all going to be centered right here in Ophiuchus on December 17th. But so on September 23rd, this is the great sign, the woman clothed with the sun, the moon at her feet, and Jupiter, right? The one giving birth. And we have this line up here of Regulus, Venus, Mars, Mercury, the sun, Jupiter, and the moon. And then we have Saturn over here. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to move forward. We're going to focus on Saturn. Okay. Now before we move this, I want you to see that in the head of the serpent, okay, if we go in here, I want you to see that in the head of the serpent we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main stars, okay, in the head of the serpent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the head of the serpent, okay? It's a dragon with 7 heads, okay? It's connected to the head of the dragon, the head of the serpent, okay? Then we have above his head, we have a crown. It's even the title of this constellation is Corona Borealis. I'll recenter everything later, but I want you to see the crown above the head of the serpent. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we've got the serpent with 7 heads, and we've got a crown with 7 stars, 7 crowns. Okay. Now, we're going to focus here on Saturn. And let's move forward. We're going to move forward. We're going to see how all of this movement comes together on December 17th. There's going to be an amazing lineup right here in this location, okay? Okay, now we're going to see everything start moving here. We've got Mercury coming in, we've got the sun, we've got Jupiter. See how Mercury's came in and it does a retrograde, okay, because it's going to stay right in this area. Now we're moving into December 5th. '14th, '15, '16, '17. Okay. Okay, here's what we have on December 17th. We have Saturn, the sun, the moon, Venus, and Mercury, okay, on December 17th in Ophiuchus. And what we have then is we have a serpent with 7 stars. We have a crown. of seven crowns, 7 heads, 7 crowns. Okay, so this sign was documented by me and by many others going back to December 17th of 2017. Is this the sign of the dragon? 5 stars in the tail plus the 5 planet bodies. There's 5 main stars in the tail of the serpent plus the 5 planet bodies: Saturn, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. Okay? And so this makes up the 10 horns. 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head, above the head of the serpent. Okay? December 17th, 2017. 1260 days is May 29th, 2021. Now there was another event that happened on December 17th, 2017, and this was this interview between Prince Harry and Barack Obama, and it had to do with the Invictus Games that were coming out the following year. And the interview took place on December 17th, and then the interview came out to the public on December 27th. But we were watching this day, and this became a key event that also happened beyond the sign in the heaven on December 17th. Now, the other thing, we have a sign in the heavens, the sign of the dragon. Now, if we go here, on December 17th was a key day for the SpaceX Dragon berthing to the ISS on December 17th, 2017. Okay. Andy Hunt at The Humble Horse talked about December 17th, the dragon sign and the rapture. So he was another one that had documented this. This is my video that I did 3 years ago. At that time, it had 25,000 views. Okay, I'll leave the link for you for this video. Okay. Red dragon sign, December 17th, Hanukkah, midweek, midnight. All right. The dragon arrival at the ISS and capture, December 17th, 2017. And here's another video. I'll leave the links to Andy's video. He's got a couple videos here. The amazing sign of the dragon from Revelation 12, verses 3 and 4. December 17th, 2017, okay? So I'm not the only one that had this documented. And I did not document this first. I went off of other people that were watching this. So this will be a key piece of information.
Okay, I'm sure anybody watching this video is probably familiar with this sign from September the 23rd, 2017, straight out of Revelation chapter 12, verse 1. What we have here is the woman clothed with the sun, the virgin clothed with the sun, with the moon at her feet, with a crown of 12 stars, giving birth to the king. But this video is really about the next bit from Revelation 12, so where it says, chapter 3, it says, "Then another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his head were 7 diadems, and his tail swept away 1/3 of the stars in heaven." So, just to confirm that this people have gone forward thousands of years and back thousands of years, and this sign does not appear again. But just to add confirmation to this sign, let's show you where the next sign of the dragon appears. So if we just zoom out slightly, and I'll take this forward 2 months, you'll see Mars, Venus and Mercury and the Sun all move down through Virgo, as does Jupiter. And we go down to December the 13th, which is the start of HANUKKAH 2017. to find. So let's move in. So here we have the constellation Serpens, or the serpent. So there's the head of the serpent, and there is the tail of the serpent. So let's zoom in. Here we have the 7 stars, which represent the 7 heads of serpents. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars, and on his head he has 7 diadems, and Corona Borealis represents these 7 diadems. We again have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars of Corona Borealis. So there you have the 7 heads with the 7 diadems on his head. The tail of Serpens only has 5 stars, so it wasn't complete. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars in the tail of Serpens. But by this time we have Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Mars. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 horns being represented here. And then over here, because the tail sweeps away a third of the sky, we have the constellation Hydra, which has an ascension of 8 hours, so it covers a third of the sky. So there you have the tail that sweeps away a third of the stars in the sky. So just confirmation, we have the 7 heads, the 7 diadems, we have the 10 horns going around here, and here we have the tail that sweeps away the stars of a third of the stars in the sky. And that is on Hanukkah in December 2017, just after the sign in Virgo in September 2017 on Rosh Hashanah. I should tip my hat to Eternal Rhythm Flow that pointed me in the right direction of where to find this, but I think this is just more confirmation that these 2 signs run together, and they are most definitely there. These signs in the heavens from the book of Revelation are happening, and are happening now. This mid-tribulation sign from 2017, it's all there. The chances of all these bits and pieces coming together at this time are so remote that this must be the time. Thanks for listening, and I hope you're truly blessed by this.
Okay, so Andy ended his video there on December 12th, on December 13th. But if we move forward then to midweek Hanukkah, okay, we see Saturn, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. And then if we move forward 4 more days to midweek Hanukkah, see the moon comes in. And so here's the sign with the 5 planetary bodies right here in the constellation of Ophiuchus. We've got the 5 stars in the tail, plus the 5 bodies. This is the 10 horns. We've got the 7 heads, the 7 crowns. Okay, here we have the sign of the dragon, December 17th, 2017. 1260 days brings us to May 29th, 2021. 3 days from the blood moon. The 3rd day from the blood moon. So if we're still here now, and we're still here coming up to May 26th, if we go past the blood moon, we have a very important connection that could be pointing us to May 29th, 2021. And as Andy said in his video, I pray you are blessed by this as we are watching for the return of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Have a wonderful day. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.